Hello, I'm Demi Utley with Utley Strategies, where we help businesses with their sales proposals. In today's video, I'm going to cover the 5 most common types of proposals and how you can customize your approach for each one. Let's get started. The first type of proposal is the investor proposal. This is one of the most popular types, and this is when you create a proposal that will allow you to pitch to investors why it makes sense for them to invest in your company. This could be sending a proposal to a bank, or it could be sending a proposal to a VC firm. Whatever it is, whoever your investor is, the goal is always the same, which is to show why investing in your company is a good investment for them. So to make your investor proposal strong, you want to highlight any past wins that you've had as an organization, such as already having a good customer base. Maybe you have a really excellent leadership team with good qualifications, so include that in your proposal. And you also want to make sure you include details on the ROI that they should expect from their investment and when you expect that to happen. You also want to go into market research to show other companies in the space and how they're doing and why you would compete. This shows why investing in your new venture or your existing venture is good for the investor who you would be working with. So the second type of proposals are sales proposals. These are when a business sends a proposal to another organization, such as a business or a government agency, where they're selling a product or a service. These typically only apply to businesses working in the B2B space. I would also add government and education to that as well, and healthcare. So to make a strong sales proposal, you want to focus on the customer's pain points and how your organization uniquely solves those pain points. You also want to think about your competitors and how they're selling and why your company is a better choice. The third type of proposal that we're going to talk about today is RFP proposals. So this is a variation on the sales proposal. The difference is that you're responding to a formal RFP, and that means that there are a lot more requirements and boxes you have to check off. So with RFPs, you're likely to see these, especially if you serve public sector clients. They release them more often and have just lower thresholds for when they send them out. But if you serve in the B2B space, you will also encounter RFPs. The main thing to keep in mind with these is that you are compliant and you're following all of the requirements that they detail on the RFP. Some of them will say, send it back in this specific format, provide these forms, this date, like this packaging. It can get very specific, so just always focus on those requirements to make sure that you're compliant first and foremost. And then after that, it's the same as the sales proposal, where you want to focus on your competitors and why you're a better choice than them and how you solve the customer's specific pain points. Moving right along, project proposals are our third type of proposal, and these fall into one of 2 categories. It can either be an external project proposal where you're pitching a project to another organization, similar to the sales proposals, or it could be an internal project proposal, which is where you're pitching a project within your company that you think they need to start. So for external project proposals, these are sales proposals, and they are specific to a single project rather than an ongoing contract. So a lot of times RFPs and things like that will be a long-term contract, but these project proposals are just for a single project. However, they still follow a lot of the same strategies as you do with the sales proposal. For internal project proposals, you want to focus on the benefit to the company and the leadership making the decision rather than the customer, since you don't have a customer. So the goal here is to understand what their goals are at their level of the organization and then use that to create your proposal to pitch the project that you want them to take on. And last but certainly not least, we have grant proposals. So these are typically created by nonprofits, though some for-profit companies will submit grant proposals because there are grants available based on your organization. And the goal here is to request funding for a specific aspect of your organization. Sometimes it's for a specific project, sometimes it's for operations, sometimes it's just general. And some grants will respond to RFPs. So when you're responding to an RFP with a grant, it's similar to the one I just mentioned, in that you need to follow the formatting requirements, all their compliance restrictions and things like that. Grants are different than sales proposals because you're not actually selling something. Instead, you want to focus on what that organization's mission is and their values and how your organization aligns with that and helps them to further advance their goals in that space. So since they're not buying a product or service from you, you're not selling what pain points you're solving of theirs, unless you think of it as, okay, you need to achieve this mission and these values, and here's how we're going to help you to do that. Okay, so that was a quick overview of the 5 different types of proposals that are out there and how you can approach them. If you have any questions about a specific one, feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll create a video in the future that goes into that in more detail. Stay tuned for more proposal tips.